Hello everyone. So today we will be solving a array problem called non-decreasing array on Hackerearth, a practice problem. So let's get started. So I will be teaching you how to understand the problem, how to see what's the given cases and come up to a solution and then code and implement it. So let's get started. So the problem given is you are given an array A consisting n positive integers. Your task is to find an array B of length n satisfying the following conditions. So we will be having an array as input and we will be have to find a array B of same length which will have these conditions. So let's try to understand what the conditions are. So first condition says b of I is greater than 0 for all I between the range 1 to n. This means that the resultant array should be of positive. So let's say we have b array. It should be all the numbers should be positive. And next is b of I is b of I less than b of I plus 1 or equal to. So this means that array should be sorted. Let me. So second condition says that the array B should be sorted, and third condition is B of I is divisible by A of I for between range I to n. So this means uh, the B of I should be divisible by every term of A of I. So let's understand with the given example. So as here you can see input is 213 and the resultant is output is 223. So this array every number is divisible by this. So 2 is divisible by 2, 2 again is divisible by 1 and 3 again is divisible by 3. So if I try to explain here, suppose A is an array 2 comma 4 comma 6, then the second array, this array can be unsorted also. So this can be like 7 4 and 6, and the other array should be can be like, so we need to find the number that is divisible by each term of array. So here 7 is divisible by 7, and now the next number should be greater than 7, that is also divisible by 4. So that can be 7 greater than 7 and divisible by 4, that is 8, and similarly greater than 6 and divisible by, I mean greater than 8 and divisible by 6, that is 12. So this is the kind of output that we need. And the last condition is b of I should be minimum. So in here, instead of 12, there can be also be like multiple of 6 can be 18. So again, this is in sorted order 7, 8, and then 18, 7, 8, and then 18. But again, this is not the minimum output. The minimum possibility is 7, 8, and 12. So how to approach it? So we will do it in step by step. So firstly, the first value should be the same. 7 equals to a of I of 7 should be equal to b of 7. Again, for the rest of the numbers, if a number is smaller, if a number is greater than this value, then we can directly assign that value to that number. Suppose, for example, we have here, let's say it was 18, but the next number is suppose 55. So since this 55 is greater than 12, no matter, we can directly assign 55, which is divisible of 55, and that will be the least value. Again, but in case the number is not the number is smaller than the previous value, like here 7, and next value is 4. So 4 is smaller than 7. Then how can we find this 8? To find that, we need to divide this number uh, by the 7. So that is 4, and find the remainder. So that is 7 modulo 4, which returns us the remainder 1. So if sorry 3. So if this number if this remainder if this 7 would have been 3 lesser, then it would be equal to 4, which is divisible by 4. But we need to find the next greater number greater than 7. So we can do is we can reduce this number 3 from the quotient itself, that is 4, and add it to 7. So for here our quotient was 4 and the remainder is 3, that becomes 1. So this one, if we add to 7, that becomes 8, and that is our result. So 7 plus 1, that results into 8. If we follow this approach, we can easily solve this problem. And let's get into code and try to do it. I use C++ for programming, and you can use any language that you prefer. So directly writing /standard C++.h, which includes all the header files, using namespace std, using standard input output, our main function which returns 0, and I prefer to use directly long data type. You can use according to input constraints, but long contains all the values, and it's simply to use in competitive programming. So as you can see, the sample input and input format here, first line contains t test cases, and then the second line contains and denoting the length of array, and then array a. Okay, so let's take the input t, run it for t test cases, and let's take the input n, which is the size of array. Now we will declare an array a for input, and also I will declare some variables that I might use. I usually do this, and then we have our resultant array. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so firstly let's take the input. So input a of I. Now we will perform the operations whatever we discussed just now. Okay, so as I told you, the first step was directly assign the value, if the first value, directly to the resultant array. Here, as they have defined b, we also define the resultant array as b, so you do not get confused. So here b of I, so first condition is if I equals to 0, b of I equals to a of I. Okay, else if, now the first another condition is if this a of I is greater than the last value, then that value will directly become b of I. So if a of I is greater than b of uh, b of I minus 1, then we will directly assign that value, that is b of I is equals to a of I. And lastly, if the Oh, in equal to case also it will be the same. But if the value is smaller, like here 7, but current value is smaller, so we will apply this division and remaining finding steps into our solution. So let's just declare find a remainder and also the difference. So remainder is equals to b of I minus 1 modulo a of I. Now we need to find the difference from the quotient, that is difference is equals to a of I minus remainder. So I think we are good to go. Now we can directly display the result as the required output. Let's just copy these steps. See out b of I and some spaces as given, and after this for each test case we need to print them in separate lines. So cout slash n. Okay, I think this looks fine. Let's test it out. Okay, something went wrong. Something out of the scope values is being used. Okay, I is equals to a of I. Okay, so first values are okay, but 2 1. Okay, I think the problem arises in the case of 1. So since if we, I mean 1 can be divided by any number, if the resultant output is 0 also, then also we do not need to worry. So we will do is difference is equals to, if remainder equals to 0, then we will directly assign 0 here, or else the remainder, else the difference. Sorry, we did not even define the, we did not assign the value here. P of I equals to def. Okay, now this should work fine. Let's see, test it out. Still some errors. 200350. Wait a second. P of I is okay. I just messed up some things. Just give me a second. So difference is a of I minus remainder. It should be like this, and okay, it should be def equals to 0. No, if def equals to 0, then we need to, sorry, if remainder equals to 0, then we need to assign 0, else the difference, and P of I should be the difference. Sorry for that, I got a little bit confused on difference and remainder, but it happens. Now I think it should work fine. Let's see. Again, it's showing the wrong output. Okay, what went wrong here? Difference is equals to remainder. If remainder is equals to 0, the answer should be 0. As the difference is a of I minus remainder. P of I is equals to, oh sorry, I'm really sorry, it should be P of I plus the difference, P of I minus 1. We are adding this difference whatever we got here to the last value. Okay, this happens. I'm really sorry, but it's part of coding. So all the test cases, sample test cases passed. So let's submit and see how it works. So this is like part of coding you need to understand and see how the things are working. Let's hope so it passed all the test cases. Okay, good. So all the test case got passed. That's great. And so hope this videos make you understand something how to approach problems and how to solve things. And this can be further also optimized. I mean, this uses the space complexity of big O of n, since we are using just single for loops 3 times, so it's order of 3n, but it's n. You can do all this part in single step also, like performing all these operations just within this loop and printing the same in the same loop. That can be done, so it's just big of order n, but for your understanding I just did in different steps. So hope you like this video. Like, share and subscribe. Please share it to your friends who wants to learn programming. I will be coming up with more videos. Thank you everyone. Have a great day. Bye bye.